When our newest producer, Elizabeth Cramer, jumped out of an airplane for her very first segment, we knew she was an adventurer. In this next segment, though, she doesn't need an airplane to get above the clouds. Let's join her as she trains in the northern unit of the Kettle Moraine State Forest and then joins a group to climb Africa's highest peak, Mount Kilimanjaro.
Hey, buddy. Polly! Are you ready to go for a walk? Paul, come on, Paul. Come on, guys. Time to eat. I think it's hard to not stay in shape living on a farm because literally everything you do is physical. Today we are at Zilmer Trail. This is the trail that I have used for all of my training from the Grand Canyon to Mount St. Helens. And I am using it again for Mount Kilimanjaro. It's a great trail, 5.4 miles. You can loop it again 3 times to make it longer. Little bit of hills, little bit of valleys, great views of Wisconsin and the North Kettle Moraine.
Zilmer has some elevation changes here that a lot of folks from a hiking standpoint, cross-country skiing standpoint, really can benefit if they were to use the trails from a training standpoint because of that topography difference. They don't need to have other training regimens that are more aggressive than what you're going to find out here at Zilmer.
The Ice Age Trail, our biggest trail in Wisconsin, runs over 1,200 miles. Tell us a little bit more about it.
We have roughly 35 miles of that 1,000-mile plus segment. Very popular. We've got backpack shelters that people can stay at while they're hiking. Very popular with all types of recreational users, even from hiking. In the summertime, people like to cross-country ski it and get a backcountry touring type of feel. Snowshoeing. Get a little more creative with your training regimen. Yes. Double back on certain portions of the trail that may have a little more topography, and it's a great place to train.
The Kettle Moraine State Forest parks are the ultimate sustainability product. Come to like Long Lake Beach or climb up Dundee Mountain, and they have these sensory experiences, and these experiences can build a lifetime outdoor natural resource ethic.
The day before leaving for Africa, I have one last check-in regarding my physical training for the mountain. So physically, I feel pretty good.
Great. So you're already preparing your body for different type of strenuous activity, because the higher on altitude you will reach, the same activities you've been doing on lower altitude will feel much more strenuous. So as you're elevating, your body capacity has now increased with your pre-training, because you're able to elevate and still keep a good physical stamina.
Tanzania is 8,000 miles from Wisconsin. As I fly into the Kilimanjaro airport, the landscape is like nothing I've ever seen, and I can only hope that my training back home is enough to get me to the rooftop of Africa. Okay guys, I made it. I'm officially in Tanzania, and we just did our gear check. Oh yeah, all that's going up the mountain.
Mandhari nzuri. Welcome, karibu. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Yeah.
After picking up the rest of the climbing team, we stop at headquarters in Moshi for a pre-climb celebration.
He's a part of people's group.
It's in the same species. You can look the leaves. It's quite similar, you see.
Okay.
We're at how many meters?
3,000. But
All right.
it's written there, 2,835.
Close enough. We are at Camp 1 on the Mashme Road. We are just getting ready to wash up for dinner and head to the mess tent. So, doing good. Perfect. Porters pass us on their way to set up the next campsite. We hike slowly, getting used to the altitude on the steep trail. The highest elevation in Wisconsin is just under 2,000 feet, and we were already above 10,000 on the mountain. We are at Shira Camp, which is Camp 2 on Mashme, and today was rough. It was long and it was steep.
Wait for a while.
I'm nervous. I'm like breathing heavier.
This is oxygen saturation and this is the heart rate. So this one is 94 oxygen saturation and
Just a
go
second.
down 97 heart rate, and that's a good sign. Congrats on that.
You want to know what makes it all worth it?
In front of the camera is the porter, followed by Elizabeth, and this is the traffic jam, guys. Okay, it's a bit crowded today. That is Barranco Valley.
She's ready to kiss the rock because this is Kissy Rock. Ah! Woo!
All right, we made it to the top of Barranco Wall, and check out this view. Time to get to camp.
Karanga,
Karenga.
which means peanut.
Peanut camp.
Yeah.
A zip line is cheating. We're not cheaters. We might be tired, but we're not cheaters.
It's only attraction that we have in this country. That's why there is one of the slogan say that trash in and trash out. Because some of the people, they just drive and to throw out some garbages on a trail, so that in order to keep this mountain clean, we need sustainability at all, you know.
That's called an emergency at the summit.
Now, but the only challenge here is altitude, no? And it's easy even to get it here because we just been walking along the crater rim, so it's easy. So once we get here to Uhuru Peak, which is our final destination, we don't want even to stay here for so long.
It just fakes you out.
Wow, 85.
85, 95. Good.
95.
We're in the final countdown. We are wrapping our water in woolen socks so it doesn't freeze at the summit. And they just haven't slept. So we have to sleep for at least a few hours before we try to make the attempt at midnight.
Hello. Yeah. You are ready?
Susie, Sandra, where's Hansel?
Hello.
Good
morning.
All right, we all feel good.
Yeah.
And today's our day.
Mama, de salam. Diye mwamba ni salam. Mwamba de salam. Diye mwamba ni salam. Narukaga man.
Yeah, Mourinho over there.
Hey man, this is Stella Point, man.
Stella Point! After 6 hours of hiking, we had made it to Stella Point, the place where the most climbers turn around on the mountain. It was still another hour of hiking Kilimanjaro's crater to reach the top, and we would need to work through exhaustion and altitude if we were to make the summit.
You doing good, Sergeant? Yeah, exhausted but good.
When you talk about trekking, most of the people, they're just even talking about Kilimanjaro, you know, because we don't have even another mountain as huge as you see, you know. So that's why Kilimanjaro is very important to our country.
Thank you very much. We made it. We started the group and we make it as a group.
1, 2, 3, go. Oh, those are cool.
We made it. We made it. We made it. And the one who took picture. Yeah.
Well, if Elizabeth decides to tackle any of the remaining 6 continental summits, we'll be sure to let you know.
Take